Hey everyone, and welcome to Casitas Plants. I'm Verenice and I will be your host today. Today we are going to talk about my plant of the week. I feel like all my plants are my favorite plants, so I want to give my plants a chance to be the plant of the week. They are all truly special to me. I will be showing you guys what plant of the week I picked this week. Let me go get it. I present to you guys my jade Pothos. I don't know what was that. But that's like her grand entrance. Let me scoot over. Ooh, she wants to take over. I love it. Let me show you guys what she looks like. She's got a dead dried leaf here that I'm trying to remove. Ooh, it came out. Even when the leaves are dead, they look so pretty. It's so bright and yellow. Pothos loses leaves from time to time, but it makes so many more new leaves. Let's get into this plant. She's got 3 vines, right? No, she's got some vines coming out already. She's got this little one right here. And she's got this other one right here. And then she's got these older ones over here. The older the vines are in a pothos, so this is an old vine. I don't know how old this is, but I know it is an older vine. They get really, really thick. They're very sturdy too. It's not gonna break. They're really sturdy. They put out, you know how sturdy leaves. See how, this is an older leaf right here. And it's just, yeah, it's really sturdy. When they do trail down like this, they're really sturdy. You can hang from it. I'm just kidding. You can't. Don't do that. It's a big plant too. She's bigger. But she's huge. She's beautiful. I love this plant so much because she's put me through hell. She's put me through a lot. She stressed me out in the beginning. Now, now I got the hang of her. We got to know each other and we are now best friends. And she loves me. I love her. We trust each other. We've known each other for how long? We've known each other for 2 years. And we, adapted to each other. And, she's my ride or die girl. What can I say? We've been through a lot together. Like I said, I feel like I just said that a lot of times. But we've been through a lot together. I want to say that because when I got into plants, she was my first plant I got when I made plants like my hobby. When I decided that plants was going to be my hobby because they are just so amazing. I wish I would have discovered this hobby a long time ago. But I'm just glad I discovered it anyway. So it's okay. No regrets. I got into plants because I saw a picture on Instagram of this beautiful home with, a bunch of plants. A lot of plants, just hanging plants. The house looked like literally a jungle. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I want my home to look like that. So, ta-da! So after that, that's when my love for plants just grew. And my favorite plant that I ever saw was a pothos because of the jungle vibes, the jungle look it gives a home. I love how they trail down. They could climb up a pole, and if they do, their leaves get really big because that's what they actually like to do. I think they like to climb, right? Yeah. But I really like how they look when they hang down. I really love her. Because of her, I'm able to have all this behind me and I'm able to learn to care for all of them. I'm so glad I got her as a beginner plant. She's truly an amazing plant to have as a beginner. I'm sure there's other plants you can have as a beginner plant. I want to give a shout out to her. Shout out. I want to give a shout out to my jade pothos because she's truly amazing and she is so beautiful. Look how pretty she looks on camera. Look at girl. Thumbnail. I don't know. Yeah, but she's so pretty. This was my very first plant purchase when I got into plants. So this is an 8-inch pot And when I first bought her, she was in a 6-inch pot, and she was in a hanging pot. She was like trailing down really, like she was really, really long. Like I had to hold her up in order for her not to touch the ground because I'm like 5 feet tall. So she was probably like 3 feet long. When I got her, I was just so happy and excited for it, and I looked up how to care for her. I hung her up on my ceiling, and then I followed like all the care instructions for her. However, she started to just deteriorate. She started to lose so many leaves. A lot of her leaves just started to get yellow, and like I was just freaking out, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I didn't think of like checking the roots or anything, and this plant stressed me out so much. She was incredibly root bound, but I didn't really know she was that root bound. I didn't know about root bound. I didn't know how roots are supposed to look. So I ended up repotting her. I repotted her in from a 4-inch pot into like an I want to say it was bigger than this pot right here. So it was like a 10-inch pot, I want to say. So she was in a huge pot. Pothos do like to be pretty root bound. You know, you're not supposed to put in too much soil because then it'll start to rot. So I didn't know that. And so I put her in that kind of soil, and I watered her, and she stayed in water for like a week or two, and she was still losing so many leaves. I was so stressed out because I didn't want her to die. So I decided to just propagate her. I started cutting down like a lot of her stems, and I propagated so many of her leaves, and they propagated successfully. It took a month for it to propagate, and then I repotted those as well, and it was just easy. I started a bunch of new little baby pothos. And so the mother plant, I put it back into the 4-inch pot, and like a lot of the roots rotted and died. I just ended up with a bunch of baby pothos. I got all those baby plants and I put them all back in here. So this is a huge propagation of herself. So that's why she's so full and luscious, and she's starting to grow out more. And I've had her in this pot already for a year, and she's been doing fantastic. And I'm so happy with her. She was very resilient. She put me through a lot, but at the same time, it was all a learning experience. You know, you have to fail in order to learn. That's what I learned about this plant. So I failed big time with her, but like I said, she was so resilient that she made it through. I made it through. I'm so happy now. And then after her, I continued to buy plants and caring for them. And because of her, I felt so confident and so sure that I can do this, that I can literally really be a plant mom. And because of her as well, plants became a hobby for me, and I'm just so grateful for that hobby. It gets me through the winter, it gets me through, you know, mommy life, and it gets me through the day. It's so satisfying to have plants and to have them grow, and just to you know, have them in your home and have them have it be like a nice decoration. If I could describe this plant, I would describe her as, I want to say she's my best friend. So she's truly my ride or die girl, and that's why I'm so passionate about her. She does good on neglect. During the summer, I water her once every 2 weeks, and during winter I water her once like every 3 weeks, sometimes once a month, because she likes to go completely dry. But if she goes too dry, she will lose leaves. I let her go completely dry, but not for too long either. As long as I notice she's completely dry, I give her a really good watering. I do fertilize her during summer about twice a month, or I fertilize her if I see growth. Sometimes I'll throw in some worm castings on top of her soil. Then for her soil, I use 60% potting mix, and I used 40% perlite. And the soil I used already came with worm castings, so that's like a natural fertilizer for the plants. She's just a classic. She's simple. I really like how her leaves are just so simple. And what else? And if she's under low light conditions, she will give me smaller leaves. This is a smaller leaf. Yeah, and then this one right here is a bigger leaf right here. So I do move her around a lot. Sometimes she's in a low light area, and sometimes she's in a higher light area. Like right now I have her in a higher, you know, I have her on the window, so she's getting a lot of light, so her leaves are getting pretty big. I got her at my local nursery, and I got her, she was really big when I got her, so I got her for, I want to say I got her for $25. I don't remember. She was in the 20s. You can totally make more pothos from just one plant. It grows really, really, really fast. She does really good under low light condition, but if you can give her bright and direct light, she will grow faster and she will put up bigger leaves. I really, really like her roots. Pothos has really thick roots, and I love the look of thick roots. I like to see roots. I probably should put her in a clear pot so that I can see her roots. I will for sure be updating you guys on this plant. So now I will show you guys how I propagate my pothos plant. So first I'm going to start off by sanitizing my cutting scissors, and then I'm gonna cut through every node. And then this stem right here, you don't need it, you can toss it out, but as you can see, every node already has a little root coming out of there. So then I'm gonna use a small mason jar, and I'm gonna fill it with water, and I'm just gonna throw the stems in there. It's that easy. And then those stems are just gonna grow roots. It takes my plant about a month to start developing roots. You can also do this in soil, but I like to do it in water because I find a lot of satisfaction in watching roots just come out of there. Yeah, and this is what it looks like. Okay, you guys, so I invite you guys to subscribe down below so you can join me in my casita with my plants. So I will see you guys next week. Adios.
At least give me a try.